Luxury retirement village, a living hell, a father's escape. My name is John Miller. I'm 70 now, and I want to tell you about the worst and best year of my life. It started 2 years ago, sitting alone in my Ohio kitchen. 6 months since I'd lost my wife of 40 years. That's when my daughter Sarah called.
Dad, you've been alone too long. There's this retirement village in Florida, Sunshine Meadows. It's like a resort.
I didn't want to hear it.
Sarah, I don't need.
You deserve better care. We worry about you.
Looking at that empty chair across from me, at the photo of my wife on the counter, I finally gave in.
I'll think about it.
A week later, I'm driving up to this gleaming complex with palm trees and marble everything. The sign said, "Where retirement becomes vacation." Should have been my first warning. This enthusiastic marketing woman, Melissa, gives me the whole song and dance.
Welcome to paradise. Resort living, 24/7 medical care, gourmet meals. Your private suite overlooks the gardens.
I have to admit, I was impressed.
This is very nice.
Just sign here. Welcome home, Mr. Miller.
Those first few weeks, I actually thought maybe Sarah was right. I played tennis, went to wine tastings. I met some wonderful people. Eleanor, this sharp former attorney who was 72, who had the mind of someone half her age, and Frank, a Vietnam vet with more stories than a library. One evening at dinner, Eleanor said something that stuck with me.
35 years teaching high school. God bless you.
Maybe this is the fresh start I needed.
Just remember, if something seems too good to be true.
It usually is. My wife used to say that.
Should have listened to both of them. 2 months in, things started changing. The food got worse. Watery eggs, burnt toast. Programs kept getting canceled. I called Sarah to check in.
Dad, you look great. I can see you smiling again.
Eleanor reminds me of your mother, sharp as a tack.
I didn't want to worry her, but something was bothering me. The next morning at breakfast, I asked the cafeteria worker about the food quality.
Budget cuts. Corporate says we gotta trim the fat somewhere.
Eleanor noticed too.
Food's gotten terrible. Third cancelled Pilates class this month.
And Frank was having his own problems.
Can't get my blood pressure medication for 2 days. So much for 24/7 care.
Then came the night that changed everything. I was walking down the hall when I heard Frank screaming for help. I found him clutching his chest, couldn't breathe. It was a heart attack. I called 911 myself because there was no nurse in sight.
Where was the medical staff? You advertised 24/7 care.
I can't be everywhere at once. Just following protocol.
That's when I knew we had a problem. The next day, I went to see Eleanor.
I've been documenting everything. Food quality, cancelled programs, staffing shortages. 40 years practicing contract law. I can smell a breach from a mile away.
So this 24/7 care is just a sales pitch?
They're counting on us being too old or too tired to fight back.
Then I overheard something that made my blood boil. Walking down the corridor that night, I heard Melissa on her phone.
After the first 90 days, they're locked in. We can cut services and they won't even remember half of it. What about complaints? Who are they gonna complain to? Early termination fees will keep them trapped here.
I recorded every word. The next morning, I played it for Eleanor.
That conniving little... We collect evidence. Real evidence. Then we fight.
So that's what we did. For weeks, we gathered proof, photographed the terrible food, recorded the empty nurse stations, talked to other residents. Finally, I called a meeting. 20 people showed up in that community room, and I was terrified. But I stood up anyway.
We're not customers, we're human beings. This place sold us safety, but gave us neglect.
They broke the contract. We either fight or fade away.
Easy for you to say. Where am I going to go if I leave here?
Frank, you almost died because they weren't providing the care they promised. We still have voices. We still have rights.
One by one, they agreed. The next day, Eleanor, Frank, and I marched into the director's office with our evidence.
23 residents are requesting immediate contract termination due to breach of services.
Early termination fee applies. Section 12(3) of your contracts.
Section 424, 7 medical care. You failed. That voids the contract.
I practiced contract law for 40 years. Would you like to discuss this in court or resolve this civilly?
Eleanor slapped down photos, recordings, testimonies, everything we'd collected.
Documented evidence of service failures. Recorded admissions, testimony from 23 residents. The local news would find this very interesting.
Almost died on your watch, Hamilton.
I watched this man's confidence just crumble.
I'll have the paperwork prepared.
3 months later, Eleanor and I were loading boxes outside our new condos, side by side. Modest but honest places. She looked at me with that mischievous grin of hers.
Ready for the next adventure?
We just took down a corporate scam. We're just getting started.
Sarah came to visit with her family. I could see the relief in her eyes.
Dad, the place looks great.
Perfect for a barbecue.
Dad, we should have listened to your concerns about that place.
You were trying to take care of me, but I'm not ready to be taken care of just yet.
Eleanor nudged me to tell them about my new project.
Tell them about Saturday, John.
I'm speaking at the Senior Advocacy Group meeting. Don't give up your voice just because you're retired.
That Saturday, I stood in front of a room full of seniors and their families. My hands were shaking, but my voice was strong.
6 months ago, I thought my life was over. I'd lost my wife, my purpose, my independence. I let other people make decisions for me because I thought that's what being old meant. But aging doesn't mean silence. It means using your wisdom to demand respect. We are not burdens to be managed. We are human beings with rights, with voices, and with stories that matter. Now, every evening, I play violin with my string quartet, all of us seniors who refuse to fade away.
Eleanor sits in the front row, just like she promised. As I raise my bow and the music fills the air.
I remember what my wife used to say, every ending is just a new beginning in disguise.
I finally understand what she meant. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find out what you're really made of. And sometimes the most important fight of your life happens when everyone thinks you're too old to fight. My name is John Miller. I'm 70 years old, and I'm just getting started.